Hey folks, this is Avi at PowerPivotPro.com. If you are watching this video, you are probably enrolled in one of our classes. If not, it's never too late. In this video, I will be talking about a pretty common topic of discussion, PowerPivot 32-bit versus 64-bit. PowerPivot is a radical new software which leverages the fact that most new systems have abundant memory. This was not true a few years ago, but now even the lowest configuration still tend to have 4 gigabytes of RAM. And gosh, even if you go into Costco, you can walk out with a system with 32 gigabytes of RAM. But if you have 32-bit software, you may only be able to access a limited amount of memory. How limited? That depends. For example, with a 4 gigabyte RAM system, only 2.2 gigabyte may be accessible. Follow this link for a detailed explanation. Well, great. Sign me up. I want 64-bit PowerPivot. Well, not so fast. Let's take it step by step. This is inspired by one of Matt Allington's posts, our friend from Down Under. Follow the link shown on the screen for his site. So you got to check a few things in order to make sure that you're ready for PowerPivot 64-bit. Let's start with the hardware. Well, that's the easy one. Most hardware systems these days are enabled for 64-bit, so you're most likely good there. Then the next question is the operating system. To check that, go to your control panel, System Properties, and that's going to show you whether you have a 64-bit operating system. Next, you got to check your Office edition. In Excel 2010, you can go to the File menu, Help, and you will see whether you have 64-bit Office installed. For Excel 2013, go to the File menu, Account, About Excel, and there you can see whether you have 64-bit Office. If you're good there, then you're ready for 64-bit PowerPivot. If you had Excel 2013 or Office 365 Pro Plus, then you already have PowerPivot installed. And if you had 64-bit Office, you have 64-bit PowerPivot. However, if you do not have PowerPivot included, then check out this article for more information. This has been a bit controversial, and this article explains that and shows you the options that you have. For Excel 2010, PowerPivot is a free download, but you have to be careful because it's available in two versions, V1 and V2. The link shown here points you to the most recent version, which you should go with, the V2. Now when you open that link and click download, if you have 64-bit, click on the AMD 64, or if you have 32-bit Office, click on x86 to download the right version. So there you go. Hopefully you were successful in your quest and were able to use 64-bit PowerPivot. But what if it did not work out? Well, 32-bit isn't the end of the world. You can still go really far with 32-bit. You just have to be a little more conscientious with how you build your models. There are a few tips you can follow. The first one is a star schema instead of wide flat tables. And you can click on the button here to watch more information on that. Some other tips are pulling only the columns you need, pulling only the data you need. So if you only need 2 years of data, don't pull in 10 years worth. And in extreme case, you can pull summarized data, even though in general that's not advisable with PowerPivot. But what if you do need to make a case for 64-bit? Well, IT teams tend to oppose 64-bit due to compatibility issues. But one of the best things you can do about this is going with one of the server options. Click on the server option button shown here to get more information on that. But really one of the key things that the server option allows you to do is separate the model from the reports. And once you've done that, then really it's only the model author who needs the 64-bit edition to be able to build a large model. All the users of the reports can do just fine with 32-bit Excel, or heck, even without Excel. A lot of the server options, so there's SSAS Tabular, There's SharePoint and there's Power BI, but in a lot of these, users can consume their reports right from their browser window. No Excel needed. Hopefully that leaves you a little bit enlightened about this topic. Click on the button to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos on PowerPivot.